Red Horror Files, Episode 17. Jack the Ripper. Good evening. Welcome to Red Frequency TV, where the signal is weak, but the stories are real. London, 1888. In the poverty-stricken district of Whitechapel, a killer was stalking the streets after dark. His victims were women living on the margins of society. Their names were Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. The first of the murders traditionally linked to the killer began on August 31st, when Mary Ann Nichols was found dead on Bucks Row. Days later, Annie Chapman was murdered on Hunbury Street. Then, on September 30th, Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes were killed within the same night. London was terrified. Newspapers began reporting on a mysterious murderer haunting Whitechapel. Soon, a name appeared in letters supposedly sent by the killer, Jack the Ripper. But there was a problem. Nobody knew who he was. Hundreds of letters were eventually sent claiming to be from the Ripper, but many were considered hoaxes. Even today, investigators cannot prove which, if any, actually came from the murderer. Then came November 9th. Mary Jane Kelly was found murdered inside her room at Miller's Court. Her death is generally considered the final killing among the famous five. And then, the murders stopped. No arrest, no trial, no confirmed identity. The police investigated countless suspects, but the killer disappeared into history. Over the years, doctors, criminals, butchers, artists, and even members of the aristocracy were accused by theorists. But suspicion isn't proof. More than a century later, Jack the Ripper remains unidentified. The women he murdered became famous because of the man who killed them. But they were never just victims. They were human beings with lives, struggles, families, and stories of their own. And somewhere in the darkness of Victorian London, a killer walked away from the crime scenes and was never officially found. Jack the Ripper remains one of history's most infamous unsolved mysteries. And the question still remains, who was the man behind the name?